It's the 1900s, and this is some guy called Zafar. Zafar is from a country called Farawayistan. Farawayistan had been colonized by European powers for decades before it was free. After the European powers fucked off, Zafar decided to join a very obscure-sounding party called the Glorious Anal Liberation Movement. But there's twist. Little did you know that this is actually not a party which calls for liberation of the glory hole. Pun intended. It is actually a political party that was created to control the world's economic activity and make you as dollar dependent as you could possibly be. Anyways, instead of partaking in the weekly discussions about anus colors, shapes, and sizes, he resorts to controlling the military wing. He rises through the ranks, creates a charismatic image of himself in front of all the anus lovers, saying, "Every anus shall be free," and gains a bunch of loyalists in the process, waits for the right moment to take over the entire country, and here it is, the Anal Republic of Farawayistan is born. But... oh no, do you hear that? People start disappearing, even some of the most prominent members of the movement. Currencies are abolished, people are starving, fighting and instability breaks out, millions are genocided, and... who solves this problem? Well, you guessed it, my dear viewer, absolutely fucking nobody. Which brings me to the point of this video. I am someone from a shithole country. And as someone from a shithole country, I can tell you that revolutions are all the same. It's one guy that joined a certain political party in the 1900s or whatever the fuck, controlled whatever branch of the military, built it so that they are loyal to him, then he launches a very bloody war and millions die. But then there's a crack, which is to be expected in any country run by the Glorious Anal Liberation Movement. This pun was ironically not intended. But anyways, the crack is usually either hard economic times, a certain powerful party becomes less powerful for some reason, so on and so forth, and then bam! He becomes the ruler and does stupid shit like Pol Pot the fucking idiot, Stalin the moron retard, and all these other pigs. This only happens in our fucking garbage shithole peasant countries, such as Syria, Indonesia, Cambodia, fucking Myanmar, every peasant country you could possibly think of, because our shithole countries are the ones that only exist to serve the interests of other larger countries. Which brings us to the question, why doesn't anyone suppress them? Well, because they don't need to. So as we know, these countries only existed and still exist to serve a larger, non-shithole nation. Once the large nation disappeared and there was no European non-shithole nation looting the fuck out of the shithole nation, and a lot of these nations stopped even having resources anymore because, you know, they were all looted, they just fucking fought each other, up until today. And that's the reason why nobody cares. Nobody cares because there is no major commodity in most of them, such as oil or other valuable minerals that the entire world depends on. So, what does the rest of the world do? Nothing. Just broadcast it to the news. That's only if said African or Middle Eastern or Southeast Asian nation doesn't dare to interfere in any operations that threaten the interests of larger, non-shithole nations. Otherwise, they also get genocided. It really doesn't matter what fucking Cambodia or Egypt or Vietnam or Sudan or any of these garbage peasant countries do. If one guy does these things that I told you in the beginning of the video and listens to his master like a good doggy, which are puppeteers in certain countries, nobody would fucking care. 1 million died in Syria, many more in Eritrea, Iraq, Myanmar, Bangladesh, any scummy, stinky country you can think of, any bad third world piece of shit fucking country you can think of. They could starve and die and fight and nuke each other and nobody would say anything. Literally, how the fuck is Vietnam a country? How the fuck is Cambodia a country? Fucking Laos. Imagine that there's a country called fucking Laos. Sudan, Yemen, Afghanistan, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Egypt, Syria, Somalia, oh my god. Just looking at the names of these countries hurts my eyes, which brings me to the next point. All the other better countries are shitholes too, but just less shitholes. They have relatively functioning governments and control the economy of the world, which allows them to be lesser shitholes. You can't control the economy of the world with instability. Which brings me to the final point. Not many men know how to consolidate power and use it for good. Like, every revolution was a joke. Look at fucking Stalin, for example. What the fuck is that? Pol Pot? What the fuck? Every single person that holds power today is the product of some shit revolution in the 1900s. In reality, it all fucking sucks. It's interesting to me how 99% of the men that flipped the table throughout history were cunts, just doing it to be even more oppressive than the men before. Good men don't flip the table, and when they do, they get killed, tortured, or sent to prison. Seriously, which revolution has ever achieved anything? Most revolutions or revolutionaries revered in modern history today were fucking retarded. Che Guevara? Total idiot. You wear his shirt and think you're edgy, but you don't realize that he was clueless. Economic policies that wrecked production. Overrated. Totally failed at exporting revolution because he didn't know anything about other countries. And the whole thing of romanticizing socialism is a farce, a fugazi. It's all fake. It's like they artificially manufactured a religion of equality and bullshit so they can manipulate people emotionally. Does that remind you of something? I don't know. On that thought, fuck Gandhi and fuck MLK. Go look into their pasts. This video is already too long, but yeah. All have been created from the same large, smelly piece of shit. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and bye.